So I'm currently in Cameron Islands in Malaysia, and I've been traveling through Southeast Asia for the past 2 weeks plus now. And I don't know, it's just been like I've loved it so far, but then it was just such a big downer because 4 days into my trip, I got robbed. And thank you. Hello, Bangkok. So I'm staying in a hostel. This is my bunk bed with my key. How cool is that? Food is here. 1 hour. Massage time. Oh, no, with the lighter. So it's day 2 for me in Bangkok. I got in here yesterday afternoon. Got into my hostel yesterday. I met a couple of people, hung out with them, met more people, hung out with them. You know how hostel life goes. And like we didn't really feel like going out because I just got in. I didn't want to do anything too crazy. So we just hung out by the hostel and just drank some beer. And till like 3 in the morning, and I passed out thinking, oh, no problems, I'll wake up by 8 o'clock in the morning, no wahala, because you know I stayed up for so long, that way I won't be jet lagged. Woke up at 3:47 p.m. today. So it is now let's check my watch for the time. It is now 5:24 p.m. so pretty much my entire day is gone from just sleeping. I'm going to try and do better. I'll have my alarm clock set to wake me up at like 9:30 tomorrow morning. That way I won't miss my entire day, but get enough rest, because I'm sure I won't go to bed early tonight with how late I woke up. But let's see if I can make myself go to bed early. I doubt it. Oh God, let's go home now. So I'm heading up from. So this is where I messed up. So I pretty much I was robbed and I was careless, and it hurts, it's sad, and it's just like I still can't believe that happened. And it took me a while to just try to mentally move on, because I was 4 days into an amazing travel experience and I couldn't allow for that major incident to stop me. And this is why I always tell people, whenever you have a travel plan, always have a backup plan for in case shit goes left. Have insurance, have backup cash somewhere else, have money saved up somewhere else in case what you've planned for the trip goes awry. So I usually try to budget for double of what I do plan to need. So I took everything I need in cash with me, but luckily I had some cash saved up somewhere else, and that way I was lucky that my debit card was working, so I could afford to keep traveling. But I messed up, and what I believe happened was this. I believe that the bus drivers pretty much robbed me, because as you can see in this video here, in my haste to get out of the hostel, so what had happened was this. After I'd gone to chat markets, I had lunch, then rushed to the hostel to go make sure my things were safe. I put my luggage in the locker room earlier on that day, and when I first saw my money was missing, I first thought, oh my gosh, the locker room people, maybe the staff, maybe somebody, a guest at the hostel, I got into my bag. But then I luckily was recording some bits of my time in Bangkok, and I noticed that, oh wait, before I left the hostel, I was trying to dig my purse out, get it out of my bag before going onto the bus, because I planned to have my cash purse be on me physically. But in my haste, where I got into the hostel, went to the luggage room, started to repack everything, that way it will be the way I planned for the overnight bus ride. In my haste, I was called that, oh hey, your bus is here, your ride is here, you gotta get out right now. Like, oh crap. And so I was mid pulling my purse out, and when I heard, oh, you gotta come out, your ride is out here, I forgot my purse that was hanging at the like exit part of my luggage. And so when I then look back on the video, I'm like, oh crap, there is my purse handle, like the purse strap hanging out there, saying, hey, come get me. And when I got to the bus stop, I was just so in the excited mode that I didn't even think, I just forgot. Like my brain just simply blanked out on common sense. And so my purse was dangling out at the edge of the zipper. So the bus drivers may have not noticed that at that point, because when the bus got to the bus stop, I was the first to get on the bus. So my bag was shoved into the lower bus compartment first. And so in my mind, because I did realize in the bus that, oh crap, I didn't take my money out. I'm like, oh, you know what, it should be okay. I've done Kentucky before, and they usually have the lower compartment locked and it gets open for those who have to come out of the bus. And I've done other like bus trips before, and I never experienced people going into the bag. And because my bag was the first to get in there, I presumed that it would be the safest, because there was no way they would get into my bag. It's all the way deep in there with other bags shoved in over it. But I guess because with the overnight trip, there are many people who are getting off the bus, and I presume that during that time when they had to go find people's bags, they noticed that, oh, that bag over there is like barely closed and it's got a purse hanging out there. Because when I did get my bag from the bus eventually the next day, my bag was fully zipped up, the purse was shoved deep down inside the bag, so it had to have been tampered with from the bus stop to where I got to, because the video showed that my bag was like, purse hanging out. I got to the hotel in Khao National Park area, and it was all fully zipped up, all clasped together. Like the purse, when I opened my bag, the purse was actually like shoved in deeper than what it was in the video. So I'm like, oh crap, this guy's definitely went into my bag. And what even got me a bit annoyed was that I remember, because like during the bus ride, I couldn't really sleep fully. I couldn't really go deep into my sleep. And every time the bus stopped, I kind of woke up to see what was going on. And I remember like at 4 a.m. or so, the bus stopped and there was nobody leaving the bus. And so I was a bit like, okay, what's going on? And I just presumed maybe they're getting some gas, but I didn't even think to look out the glass, the window on the other side, to see what was happening. I could hear them talking by the back compartment area, but then it didn't even click to actually go check to see what was going on. And I went back to sleep. Like, okay, well, I checked the map to see, okay, how far are we from the Suratani bus stop? How far? I think we're about an hour away or so from there. I said like, oh, we're almost there. Maybe they get some gas before they get to that spot. Oh well, we're almost there. Like, I survived the bus ride so far. Let's get there. And I just went back to sleep. Only then to get finally to my final destination, check my bag, and my money was gone. Okay. The downside of travel. So kind of sad, kind of bummed out, and it's sad because it happened in a very beautiful place also. I'm just like, damn. And the funniest bit was like, of all the bags that were in the luggage space, only my bag had this sticker placed on it by the bus company saying, if you have anything damaged in your bag or anything missing in your bag, we are only liable to, I think, like 300 or so bahts. And I'm just like, huh, that's odd. Like, I didn't see it on any other person's luggage. I just thought, oh, maybe, I don't know, like my brain just wasn't working well to even investigate and figure out what the hell is going on over here. I didn't even think to that level. And the guys dropped us off and left almost immediately from the bus stop. They didn't even they're like, oh, bye, and they left. And so, yeah. And so I was robbed while I was in Bangkok, in Thailand. And yeah, that bombed. a painful experience. Like, it was so crushing. I was thinking about, oh, like, don't just go back home and just call it, just call it. But I'm not one to give up on life. I was sad. I'm like, let me just see if my bank card would work. Luckily it did work, so I was happy about that. And luckily my card was in a different wallet that was on me in the bus, so I was okay with that, thank God. And like, I'm like, well, you know what, if my bank card doesn't work, I'm gonna just find some American that has a PayPal account, and hopefully they'll be open to having me do a PayPal to them to get my money out from PayPal to then have that cash on me for the trip instead. So I was just like going through different like scenarios, okay, backup to backup. And then the worst part was my travel insurance. I then read the fine print, and they don't cover monetary theft issues. They don't cover like cash problems. They only cover like lost gadgets and all that whole thing. So that was like, so I can't get my money back despite going to the tourist police office to report the problem. And they didn't even really try, because they just believed that, oh well, you're a traveler, I'm sure insurance will help you out with everything else, so just, yeah, we'll write the notes for you and that's it. But then beyond that, that's it. So I wasn't very impressed by the Thai tourist police, because they're just pretty much basic. I had to keep on calling them. I got the guy's WhatsApp, oh hello, any updates? He never called the company. He called my hostel to confirm I did go from the hostel to where I was going to, but then that was where it ended at. They had the contact info for the bus company. They didn't call them, because I asked to find out, okay, what did they say? It's like, oh well, I didn't really bother calling them because there's no point at this time, but I'm sure you'll be okay, just call your insurance company. I'm like, I promise you, my insurance doesn't cover the money theft. Can you help me out here? I really want my money back. Nothing. So I didn't even get the support I was hoping for from the tourist police, and that happened, and that just like was very disappointing to experience. And so yeah, that was my experience for the first part of my Thai trip. But once I kind of got over that mentally, to an extent. I still like think about that like months, like 2 months after it happened. I still like, oh, like that was me. I was the one they stole from. Me, Nigerian person. And I'm sharp. I got robbed. Anyway, but luckily after that experience happened, I had a much better, fulfilling experience traveling through Thailand. I saw the beauty in some parts of Thailand. I got to experience other beautiful countries in Southeast Asia, and I'm going to showcase those parts to you also. My whole thing was just start out with the bad part, and just, okay, well, my trip started with this, on this bad note, but then after the bad notes happened, I did see some really good things. So stay tuned for more of my awesome Southeast Asia experiences. Peace. Subscribe! I can't even move. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, so are you following me yet? Are you subscribed to my channel? Have you hit the like button and the notification button? If not, kindly do so right now. I beg. Thank you. Oh my gosh.